Hi, my name is Stacy with the New Beginnings Health Team here in Brighton. We're really excited that you're going to join us for our first virtual plant-based cooking school, and this is a special holiday edition. So we're going to be making some holiday recipes I think you're really going to enjoy. You should have received a confirmation email that says you're registered for the class, and there are some important attachments in that email I want to refer you to. Most importantly is the shopping list. This is all the ingredients you will need if you want to cook these recipes alongside us. So print this off and head to the grocery store this week and make sure you have your ingredients ready. Then you will have two recipes. You have the stuffed acorn squash and the thankful pumpkin cheesecake. So these two recipes you'll want to print off. And there will also be some instructions in there if you're not familiar with Zoom. If you have never used Zoom before, it's not that difficult to figure out. Just print off those instructions and you shouldn't have any trouble. You might want to test it ahead of time, and if you do have trouble, please email us or call or text us at the number on the flyer so that we can help you so that you will be ready. So what I wanted to do here was just to give you a little idea of some of the things to prepare ahead of time if you're going to be cooking with us that night. There are 3 items the email mentions that you want to have ready so that we can save time when we start to cook. The first one is going to be to soak your cashews for the cheesecake. So these are the unsalted cashews. I got these at Aldi's, and you're going to take 1 cup of these and soak it in water for at least 3 hours or overnight. So you'll want to have that done so that it's ready to blend up and make our filling for our cheesecake. The other thing is making our rice blend. So here is our wild rice blend. I believe I picked this up at Meijer, and you're going to want to use it along with your vegetable stock. And it is 1 cup of rice blend and 1 3/4 cups of the vegetable broth in a medium saucepan. Bring it to a boil and then reduce the heat to low, cover it, and simmer it for about 45 minutes until the water is absorbed. You might have to vary the time. You just want to make sure all the water is absorbed, and then you can just let it sit and cool until we are ready to use it that evening. Now the next thing is the squash. So the recipe calls for 2 acorn squashes, but this is a lot of squash. So if you are a person, which is 1 or 2 people in your family, you might only want to do 1 squash, and that's all right. There are many different kinds. Some will have orange on them, some will just be green, but this is a beautiful time of year to get acorn squash. So I want to show you what to do with your squash. So I'm going to just angle this down here a little bit so you can see. So there are 2 ways you could cut your squash. You can cut it lengthwise and have the stem still on it, or you can cut it crosswise, and that will give you more of the fluted edge. That's the way I'm going to do mine. So I'm just gonna cut this squash. And they're a little bit hard, so just take your time as you go around it. There's no right or wrong way to cut the squash. You can do it, like I said, crosswise or lengthwise. Either will work. So as you can see, this gives it the pretty fluted edge. Now what I'm going to do now is get a bowl to put all those seeds in, because we don't want to waste these seeds. These are delicious. You can just take some of this fibrous stuff off of them, maybe wash them up a little bit. You don't even really have to do that. And then put a little olive oil and a little salt on them and roast them in your oven, and they're awesome on salads or just to eat plain. So there is instructions on that in your recipe. So I'm just going to finish scooping out the rest of these seeds. Okay, So these cavities are what you're going to be putting your filling in. And you might have more filling than will be needed, but that's all right. You can always have the filling on the side. So now that you have your squashes cut, you're going to take a lined cookie sheet and just drizzle a little bit of olive oil on them. You don't even have to do this if you want. You could put a little coconut oil on the bottom of your dish, but this will keep it from burning. And I'm gonna sprinkle a little salt on these too. Got some pink Himalayan salt here, so I'm just gonna sprinkle a little of that on them, and then flip them skin side up, just like that. And then all you got to do is put these squashes in a heated 350 to 400 degree oven. I think it said 400 degrees on the recipe. And bake them for about 50-ish minutes. You might need to check them with a knife to make sure that they're soft, and go a little longer if they aren't. But that's it. And then when you're done, you'll be flipping them over. There'll be a nice golden color in here, and we will be ready to stuff them. Now, you can see that this stem right here might make it a little bit hard to set this up, so I really should have cut the end of this off, which I will do once I turn off the video. But then it will lay flat, and then you could have done that actually on both ends. Just take a little bit of the edge off so it sits flatter if you want to. All right, that's it. That's all you need to do to get ready for this week's class. So we're excited that you're going to be joining us. It's this Thursday at 6:30, and it's not too late to invite a friend to come along. Just have them contact us at nbhealthteam@gmail.com, and we'll see you then.